Hi guys. So in my last video, I basically outlined and I mentioned the issue I was having with Amazon Flex. On the 28th of December 2019, it was a Saturday evening, I received a termination email basically stating that we have observed too many deliveries being completed late, and we basically are going to be deactivating your account. So that evening, I sent across an appeal immediately in response. And after nearly 2 weeks, they sent me some feedback basically saying we are not changing our minds. Our initial decision will be remaining so. And this is word for word, we consider this matter closed. And we wish you success in any future endeavors you have. So basically, that chapter is closed. So basically, I thought in this video I would give my personal review and opinion on what it's like to work for Amazon Flex. I joined the company in June of 2017, or rather, I should say, I started driving for Amazon Flex in June of 2017 because you're considered to be a delivery partner and not an employee. There is no agreement from Amazon Flex as to whether they will be guaranteeing you any hours, set hours for work, guaranteeing you any work, and therefore guaranteeing you any set salary, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, or even annually. So unfortunately, you do not get that job security. It's how the gig economy works. When we need you, we'll pay you. When we need you, then we work for you. It isn't something like where you're an employer whereby there's a set number of hours for you to work, and even if there's nothing for you to do, we'll still be paying you anyway. So it's not like you're on standby. And basically, it's not, you don't have any protection in this job as you would if you were an employee for Amazon Flex. So I thought in this video I would just give my personal opinion on what it's like to work for to deliver for Amazon Flex. Sorry, I keep muddling that up. So I'll say in my personal opinion, I liked it. It was, when there was work, it was easy money. There was the flexibility I enjoyed. You could start work when you wanted. Of course, check your app if there's any blocks that the schedule suited your own schedule, that didn't clash with anything you had planned. I like the flexibility and the salary. It was easy money. I remember when I started, I'd be earning probably around £200 to £300 in a week. And I think the highest salary I earned in 1 week was approximately £357. But I did learn of some other people in other parts of the UK, in other depot stations in Sheffield, Manchester, Leeds, Edinburgh. One person, I remember seeing this post on Facebook, earned approximately £700 to £800. So if you really do put the hours in, you can earn you can earn some, well, for a side job, for a side hustle job, as they call it in the US, you can earn some serious money, some good money. But again, in London, maybe not, maybe you may in London that may not always be the case, but in other parts of the country outside of the Greater London County, such as Edinburgh and Sheffield, well, whereby the drivers do actually have to cover more miles, yes, you potentially could earn a lot more because they're covering more miles, and so I think they compensate them for all the wear and tear and the abuse that their vehicle will be subjected to. So yeah, for me personally, I enjoyed the flexibility and the flexible hours and the money that I was earning. On the bad side, however, the most annoying thing is, I think, well, this isn't to bash Amazon Flex. I mean, overall, I do understand it is a business, but when you had a problem, when you had a problem that was really straightforward to sort out and straightforward to just to clear up. It wasn't. It was always complicated in one way or the other. Now, I'm not sure if many people know this, but when you're communicating with the Amazon Flex support team on the email they give you, Amazon Flex support, so and so, when you're communicating with through that email, um, many people may not know this. Some people may know, especially those who still drive for Amazon Flex. You're actually communicating with the Amazon Flex server, the computer. You're not communicating with a human being. So I'm sure if we do know that, then that explains the sort of generic response you get. And in some cases, they don't solve your problem, but they'll still send you an email ending with the two questions: Did I solve your problem? Sorry, ending with the question: Did I solve your problem? Click here for yes, or click here for no. And in my own experience, it has been very frustrating, especially in situations whereby I had arrived on time for my block. I was lucky enough to just get everything loaded into the back of my car and drive off to the district, to the postcode where I would be delivering. And eventually, not eventually, but one thing leads to another. One or two things happen. There's a mishap somewhere, there's a hiccup somewhere, and unfortunately, the problem is beyond your control. There could be delays, there could be traffic jams, road closures, or sometimes the app itself, the navigation is so unhelpful, it leads you to the wrong place. I remember there was one delivery I had to complete, and actually this was a location in the east end of London, which is north of the river. But the app, actually, the navigation, the app actually sent me somewhere in the SE and postcode southeast London, south of the river, which is completely the opposite direction, and that wasn't helpful at all. So things, of course, and when that happens, you kind of realize the amount of time you have, time and fuel, and even your energy that you have wasted going in completely the wrong direction. And when you do try and chase up Amazon for the compensation for that, if that causes you to go past the time that they've given you to complete the block and to complete all the deliveries you have been assigned, sometimes you'll be compensated for your extra time that you've had to put in. Other times you may not be. So again, it does. I think that is reliant on the source of email you send across to them. You know, as I have stated, the Amazon Flex support, what's going to be reading your email that you send to that email address is a computer. So when it sees certain words in your email, it will trigger a particular response, and it may not always be the response that you will like. May not always be the response that is going to help your situation. Of course, if that was received by a human being working for Amazon Flex, hopefully they would use their common sense and realize what's going on, what the problem is, and the matter will be dealt with there and then. I think, what else will I say? Yeah, I think I've stated this point before already at the beginning of this video, not to repeat myself, but you know, the job doesn't offer any security. It's a gig economy job. You're not regarded as an Amazon employee, regarded as an Amazon Flex partner. So it's, you know, the agreement is, if we have work for you, then please, you know, if you have the time, you can come and work for us. If we don't have any work for you, excuse me, then we are not obliged or under any obligation to pay you any money or to guarantee any hours or anything like that. So unfortunately, you know, it's kind of, in this sort of work, you take the rough with the smooth. It's how should I say? It's like a new something new that's been emerging for some time, and of course, it is something that is being debated. It's similar to the 0 hours contracts thing. They still want people working on similar circumstances of zero hours contracts. They still want them to have the same sort of protection. So it's that sort of scenario. But yeah, I mean, overall, I did enjoy working for Amazon Flex, and though at the time, bearing in mind the source was the highest amounts of money that I earned in 1 week. At the time, I was still studying as a student. So if not for that, I would have had much more time on my hands. Not that there's other things. Of course, I do have other things that I could be spending my time doing. But if not for the fact that I was a student at the time, I would have been putting in more hours and earning a lot more money. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion on what it was like for me working for Amazon Flex. Anyone else watching this video, your experience and your own opinion will be different. If so, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. And yeah, thanks. I just made this video for anyone else who may be considering or thinking about doing this sort of work. these are things to watch out for. There are a lot of good traits, but at the same time, a lot of bad things you're going to have to also consider as well. So yeah, thanks.